In this podcast, we're going to be talking about two types of motivators or motivation. These are not theories of motivation. This is simply there's, for psychologists, two types of motivation. Remember, motivation is that force that drives or directs behavior. Extrinsic in the orange or intrinsic in the red. Now, what's important here is that there's a term which sometimes shows up on AP free responses, believe it or not, and is not usually in Myers. And not only do you need to know it for AP, but I actually think it's a really interesting concept when we look at human motivation. It's called overjustification, and it's here in this yellow. And overjustification actually doesn't seem to follow what we would think of as common sense, because what it actually says is that when we reward, say, first graders for creating artwork, and there's actually been a study on this, it actually seems to be with money or a prize, it can actually sometimes decrease the person's intrinsic motivation to actually want to perform the task. So in this example, we know that most young kids actually enjoy sketching and drawing and painting and things of that nature. And what they found in the study is that the students who were actually promised a reward actually saw a decrease in their intrinsic motivation to want to perform the task. And this has been shown over and over. So overjustification, the term in red, is something I'd like you to know. And then again, we give you definitions of extrinsic and intrinsic. The other important thing is that intrinsic motivation seems to be, if we want a behavior to continue, if an individual is intrinsically motivated to do or to engage in the behavior, you're more likely to see the continuation of that behavior into the future. So intrinsic motivation is extremely important to human behavior. And again, it doesn't mean that we don't sometimes do things that we are extrinsically rewarded for. We do, and sometimes that can work for certain individuals. But in general, intrinsic motivation seems to be more effective.